Week in review, October 23rd, 2023. Comments from last week. At Bestie007. Hi Dave, why has the media coverage from CrossFit on Tyson Bagent making his first NFL start been so poor and slow? They should be celebrating his achievement and using it as a promotion. We definitely are celebrating it. We're very proud of him. To the fact that it's slow, I think it's been timely. He started this week, and we put out some content around his start this week that makes total sense. I think we should and will probably continue to highlight his story and tell his story to the world because it's pretty cool. I first met Travis Bagent, his father, right here behind, about 10 yards that way, in 2009 at that event at those CrossFit Games. Actually, we met him because of Sevon. So we had Sevon, who did a documentary called Pulling John on arm wrestlers, invited Tyson out, talked to us about inviting Tyson out to kind of do his thing, to be a personality, to be an arm wrestler. And he, on the first go of meeting him, we had the deadlift ladder set up. On the first interaction I had with him, and I said, let's go through it. He's obviously almost twice my size, so we both started going through the deadlift ladder together, and he obviously went much higher than I did. But been friends with Travis since. We then ended up using him. I don't think we used him that year, but many years later, or probably even next year, definitely when we were in Carson, we started using him as a floor announcer and big energy, big guy, world champion arm wrestler. After being exposed to us and working with us, he ended up opening up his own affiliate, and his young son at that time, he started doing CrossFit and was prepping him for a football career. And so Tyson has been doing CrossFit he's like an original CrossFit Kids style athlete, and had been doing it for a number of years, and super cool to see. Followed his success through college, because Travis was constantly sending us updates on how he was doing, and Sevon's a huge fan of his, so Sevon was also following him closely. And then, followed the story through the draft and what happened there, and then Chicago picking him up, and then going to preseason and the success he had there, and then actually making the team, and then yesterday getting his first start because the first string quarterback got injured, and excelling and having a high percentage completion rate, and also throwing a touchdown, his first touchdown, and winning the game in his first start. So pretty cool. The Tyson Bagent story is a great story. I hope we can continue to highlight it. At the Julie Jones. Hi, Dave. I recently heard that you were talking about the Level 1 course on Sevon's podcast, and I recently watched Don talking about it on the Jed Burrow podcast. As someone who has taken Level 1 twice, I definitely felt like I got a lot of information about the methodology. My concern is that the Level 1 is the only requirement for opening up an affiliate or becoming a coach. While I think it is absolutely the best place to start, I also feel like there is content that should be a prerequisite for opening an affiliate, including understanding the mission, vision of the organization, and best practices for owners and coaches. I realize that it creates a larger barrier to entry, but I wonder if it'll help potential affiliate understand what is involved and maybe even expected in terms of the brand from HQ. I'd like to open an affiliate one day, but I love something like a semester-long prep course to prepare for opening an affiliate. I think, so to the fact that the Level 1 had such a low barrier to entry, and all you need to do is take that to open an affiliate, I think it's led to a lot of us being here. What I mean by that is there are high number of gyms, high number of trainers, high number of CrossFitters around the world who started with that model and became who they are now because of that. So it's led to a lot of our spread and success. Does it mean we're not thinking about how to make it better, how to make coaches better, how to make affiliates better? We are thinking about those things, and we do want to accomplish those goals. So we're looking at all options to improve on what we currently do. Love something like a semester-long prep course to prepare for opening an affiliate. There's currently a lot of support the affiliate team provides, and they're going to provide more in your journey for opening up an affiliate. I don't think we're going down the road of opening up or doing a semester-long prep course, but you should definitely, if you're interested in opening up an affiliate down the road, reach out to the affiliate team and talk to them about some of the things they have in place to prep you to open up an affiliate, and also expect there will be more stuff like to enable you and to set you up for success in the journey to open up an affiliate that they're working on. At Alaska Last Frontier Homestead, Dave, I bet you Shoot the Club Up guy is really Josh Bridges, Rich Froning, or another top athlete just giving you shit. Haha, thanks for the updates, and if you do have to give away your olive oil, I'll send you my address. It could be. It probably is an ex-athlete who's just poking the bear. Don't know. At Samuel Sperlin 1616, any idea when the schedule for 2024 will be released? Dates for open qualifier? Can we expect the timeline to look similar to last year? Should be released soon. Not this month, but sometime next month. And you can expect there to be some changes, but also some similarities. At Drew Warnold 6741. Dave, in an effort to give fans of the sport something to look forward to in the off-season, it'd be cool to have some main site workouts turned into online competition. Maybe a cash prize or something that has some bearing on the games, seating advantage, paid travel, whatever it makes it interesting. Also, I did a drop-in at the ranch in May of 2022. You are an awesome host. Thanks. Well, thank you for the praise on the drop-in. I think that's a great idea. I definitely will have our team look into what you suggested. Pretty cool. At Felicia Martinez 9361, is there somewhere we can send law enforcement challenge coins for you to add to your collection? So that table back there has all my coins underneath the glass. It's pretty cool setup. Yeah, definitely send them to the ranch. This is the ranch. If I get a coin here, I'll add it to the collection, and I greatly appreciate the offer. At Aaron McNew 8936. Hi, Dave. I apologize if this question has been asked, but have you ever considered a Masters team division in the future with the branch out, similar to the Masters age groups now, or perhaps a different combination, considering Masters are the highest contributor to the Open? Yeah, we're absolutely considering that. And as Legends has the age group CrossFit Games this next season, we're looking at Masters Fitness Collective to possibly do something like a team competition. And we've been talking to them for a while about that. They really want to do that. We're trying to make it work. We'll see if we can pull it off next year. If not next year, maybe down the road. But yes, something we are definitely entertaining. At Brandon Pastrick 9728. Brandon, great to hear from you. It's been a long time. Hope you are doing well. Dave, I'll take over the main site programming. LOL. I'm going to move on to some other topics now that we're out of comments. Kind of upcoming and some stuff that we did this week. So the olive oil, quick update on that. I've had produce about 70 bottles, 375 milliliter with the co-branded Rogue Invitational and Rogue logo. Those will be for sale at Rogue and this week. I will be there Thursday afternoon. So Thursday evening, so maybe I'll see you there. I also have finished the bottles that will go online, but I'm working on those and how I will ultimately sell them, but not ready for that yet. But anyways, and we'll have some of the black bottles, which are the bottles I'll sell online. I'm sorry, the tins. We'll have some of the black tins for sale at Rogue too. I'll be in Austin for the week. Have some meetings there, and then Thursday evening, I'll go to the Invitational. This weekend I had a 22 match here, a team match at the ranch. It was really cool format. Shoot, move, and communicate. You had to find targets as a team, range them, and then engage them. I'll definitely do a couple more of those next year. I was really proud of that match and those who came out. It was a fun time. I just finished reading The Art and Science of Low Carb Performance by Dr. Stephen Finney and Jeff Volek. It's actually the second time I've read it. Really good. Even the second time is better than the first. Really good overview on how and why being keto adapted works for endurance and frankly for any workout or lifestyle or in fitness endeavor. I think there's a lot of hesitation towards doing fitness stuff, any type of intensity on a low carb diet or keto adapted. This book will help you understand that. I'll be right out. Okay. Yep. Then also last week I've been working on my land nav and I did some hiking with Doug. And so in the morning, I track all her mileage. In the morning, she covers that day in the morning, she covered about 5 miles. That's a lot for her in a session. I'll give her some lunch at home, from that after that. Then that evening we went out again, and I did some nightland nav. And on that session, she covered another 5 miles. So that's a big day for her, 10 miles. Low intensity, just hiking along, climbing hills. Towards the end of it, though, she was definitely dragging and panting really heavily, and it was a lot of work for her. So I gave her some water. It's dry out here. There was no water out there. Normally we do come across water, but there was none at the time. So I gave her some water, and people, I posted a video of that. People reacted negative and positive about it, basically saying I shouldn't push her so hard, or maybe I should leave her at home. But this is something she does on a daily basis. She lives this lifestyle. She's running these hills on a regular basis. She's out there. Actually, I have her with me in case I run across a mountain lion. She'll hopefully see it or scare it away or tangle with it before it gets to me. In this notion of her tangling with it, the mountain lion would take her. I have no doubt about that. I also hike with a gun, so if I had to protect myself, I'd protect myself. But anyway, so Doug is meant for that type of effort and for being out there with me, and she will continue to be out there with me on those. Now, though, so instead of forcing, or not forcing, but instead of pouring water down her throat in a bottle, which she took, I'm carrying a little water bottle that I place on the ground and fill it up for her, so I'm better prepared. Finally, I also went and watched with my family Les Mis, the musical in San Jose. It's the second time I've seen it. Great show. If it comes to your city or town and you guys have a chance to see it, I highly recommend it. I loved the book and loved the show, and the movie was cool too. But the book is the best, the show is second, and the movie's okay. All right, cool. I hope you guys enjoy your week, and thanks for tuning in. As always, post thoughts to comments. Bye.